So it's 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, the curtains are shut. Last episode we got this 3.2 started and fully stripped down out of our Audi A3. Now if you haven't seen the first video, go and check it out. It's the full strip down, the full tear down of the A3, ready for us to put this V6 3.2 litre into a VW Caddy. Now we had some challenges, prop shaft, etc. If you know, you know. It was a little bit of a nightmare, but we got there in the end. And there it is, our 3.2 V6 out of the Audi engine bay. Pretty standard stuff for me now. And here we are. This is the 1.6 TDI 2014 plate VW Caddy. This is our donor. This is going to have the muscle of a 3.2 litre VR6 engine inside it. And yes, it's a wide load, but it did start. Now I'm happy with that, but it wasn't very good at running, and therefore I wanted the 1.6 engine straight out of there, no messing around, and I want this thing fully stripped out, engine out, ready for our new super fast broadband engine. Engine bay clear, engine out. We're now going to get the 3.2 VR6 put in. This thing is a big heavy lump, guys, so please be very careful when you're putting these in on your own, because yeah, it is just so bloody heavy. And I made a mistake when I was putting this in. I was too busy filming and I rounded one of the bolts off on the engine mount, but I suppose you live and you learn, and I won't do that again. So in the last video you won't have seen all these wires all just connected together. You won't have seen my lovely temporary Wagos that I've done just to keep certain wires together. You won't have seen all that goodness. But what you will have seen is I got the engine in and the engine mounted. Now, let's just move this contraption because I'm going to need that in a minute. Let's talk about the engine mount. Now, stupid old me rounded the engine mount. When I was talking to you guys last time, and I'll put a clip in the video now, when I was talking to you last time, I rounded the bolt on an engine mount. I don't think I've ever done that before, but then again, I always have two pairs of hands when I'm doing an engine or putting an engine in, just to get it mounted nice and neat. So it wasn't my intention to do that, but I got a new engine mount sent out by the lovely guy called Moody. Basically, Moody runs a salvage breaker's yard as well. He also runs alloy wheel refurbs. Top geezer. Sent me out the engine mount for the 3.2 VR6 just so I could get it mounted in and get it inside the Caddy. I am going to get this one retapped. As you can see, the bolt at the front there, the hole at the front is the one that's knackered, and I'm going to get this retapped and then send this back to Moody so he can use this on future build. But what a legend for sending me that out in the first place. So thanks, Moody. I'll drop your information down below in the video description, and also if anyone needs any engines, TFSI engines, anything from a breakers, give Moody a shout and I'm sure he'll sort you out. So we got the mount fixed. I had to buy brand new bolts, which I don't mind buying brand new bolts. I actually quite like having brand new bolts on the 3.2 litre. Lesson learned, I won't be doing that again. But the 3.2 V6 is looking mint. Now I've got a couple of temporary wires. You'll see this just slung across the engine bay. All of that will get rerouted once it's done. But this little contraption is what I've been working on. So I need to get the fuel pump primed, and I'll show you in a minute what I have done. And the reason for that is I've got diesel in the tank, or had a little bit of diesel inside the lines that went from the tank to the fuel filter that lives underneath there. Then you run one fresh line from there right up the top, and this was off the 3.2 litre VR6 donor. So you need to do that. What I'm trying to do is get fuel into here. Now I've been having a problem getting the fuel into here, and I believe it's because I'm using the 3.2 litre VR6 pump and maybe not a TFSI pump. Conversion hybrid, of course. So I think I've got it working now. I'm going to set a battery down in the engine bay just temporarily, and I'm going to try and see if this thing primes fuel into there. If it does, I've nailed it. For now, just while we try and prime that fuel pump. Remember, when you're testing with these engines, You do run a risk of fire risk if you don't do the wiring right. I've literally got 4 cables left to put in, but again, I haven't got the ends for it, so I can't do it. So the plan is, prime the fuel system now, battery's on, I should get fuel here. If I don't, I've done something wrong. But I want to shut the lid. Massive shout out to the council for providing these bins. Great success. Dry as a bone. So I think it's the fuel pump that I've got. So this is a TFSI fuel pump and this is a grinder. Now this is not the right one I need because I normally build a hybrid one from a Caddy, whereas this one is not from a Caddy. So to test it's the fuel pump, I need to cut this down a little bit, just so at least I can sit it in, plug it in and hope that this thing will work. If it does work, then I can buy a proper one to use in the Caddy. That's the plan. I'm just going to cut a little ridge off around the edge, so at least I can slot this in, and hopefully this is the fix to my fuel pump issue. If it is, I'll buy a proper one and do it properly. But for now, if it's okay for a pub, it's okay for a pub. Adapted. So what I've done there, as I just said, I've just took a little edge off just to make it smaller. This is not going to stay in, guys. This is just to test the theory that the 3.2 litre VR6 pump, is not the right one for a standard Caddy conversion. Unless you can do all the floor plan swap, then you're going to need to use that pump. But for now, I need to use a pump just to get the floor to here. Let me plug this in and we'll have a look. So I know it's dark, I can only apologise, this is what I'm working with. So I cut a hole in the floor pan, as I told you, just to get access to the fuel pump. I'm going to make a frame that sits around where that lives, so I can always access the fuel pump easy. That's the plan. I haven't got a ramp, so I'm going to need to be able to make sure I can get to the fuel pump at any point in time. Obviously there'll be a floor over the top of it, and I have got a lad who's going to weld me a recess patch that will fit inside there, which is perfect really, because that's where it's going to go. So that's the 3.2 VR6 pump just sat there. That is the temporary VW EOS off the TFSI series. Now I wasn't getting fuel pumping to the front of the engine bay on that, but now I've connected that TFSI up, TFSI fuel pump. I'm then using the existing diesel lines from there, the blue and the black. They go down to the front or underneath here, which you kind of can't see. Somewhere around here there is a fuel filter there, and then what I've done is ran from that fuel filter, and then I've ran the line that was in the donor car all the way to the front of the engine, which was a petrol line. So obviously because I've used the diesel lines, I'll basically put petrol through the diesel lines first before I go for first start. Now as well as that, I'm having a problem where I can't get the 3.2 to even crank over. But a friend of mine, Matty Vag, has helped me, and I've pinned in one of the pins that I think I've missed. I had one left. You might have seen a TikTok video. I had one pin left that was stopping the van from even cranking over or even reading VCDS. Now I've got that done, I can get the fuel primed. Once I've got fuel and once I've got spark, you know what that means. This thing should light up. So let's go again. Let's just prime that fuel pump. Let's go again. So we'll prime that fuel pump, turn the key ignition on, and fuel is flowing. So I'm going to do that a couple of times just to get a little bit more fuel through in here, and then what I'm going to do is get that connected up, and that is the fuel system primed. We just need to get a new TFSI bottom for the Caddy top on the fuel pump, and that thing should be ready to fire. Now I've learnt a lot, not only about the wiring, but about a lot of these vans, the Caddy vans especially. I've learnt a lot over doing these massive builds. So if you guys have enjoyed the series so far, or any of my content, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below. It massively helps the channel grow, and that's what I'm about. So let's get this fuel line connected. Let's get a little bit more of the engine bay in, and I think we're ready for first crank. Now I have got the cables connected back up just down there. I'm not going to show you guys how to do that, but the cables, I've just connected them up and they are both on and synced in now. So when we go back in the van, we should, in theory, have a, ignore all this is not mine, before everyone shouts and says, oh my god John, what have you done, oh my days, you shouldn't be wiring in Caddies. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Alright, to get started I just need neutral. I still haven't got a clutch yet. I need to get the clutch sorted out, but I'm not far away now, guys. I'm not far away. So I've just read the codes, and this is what I've got left. 2 accelerator pedal position wires to sort out. HVAC is air conditioning, I believe. Ambient air temperature. Yeah, it's because I cut it off. Intake air sensor G42. Again, not had a look at that. And oil temperature sensor G8 again. So I'm going to try and whittle some of them down. Now at the accelerator pedal I do need to have the pins for, which are over here, but I haven't got them ordered yet, so I won't be able to get that working, but I can still start the van. So this is one of the biggest moments, I think, in possibly my YouTube time here. I'd like the accelerator pedal to be working, but I haven't got the ends, so I can't do that. The other stuff I can look into, not a problem, easy enough for me to fix, happy with them again. I think we need to get the rad pack sat on here, rad pack back on, just the front end, no bumper, and then I need to get under the car, get the drive shafts in, and once I've done that, I think we could possibly go for a start. And I can't wait. So next up I'm going to bleed the clutch. I've got an easy bleed on there, and I'm just pushing a bit of the fluid through, and as you can see we're starting to get some fluid, which you'll be able to see somewhere in the bottom of the bottle. So I'm just going to push loads through now and get this bled, and that's the clutch bled on the 3.2. So I think it's time I try and start the 3.2 beast. I have got one cable there that's not linked up yet from T14 and 2. But other than that, everything else should be already pre-connected. Let's go for it. Alright, here goes. Let's see if we can get it started. So when I'm not quite sure about a cable or a wire, I put them temporary Wagos in, just temporary, while I try and get it started and try and get it running. I've got 4 of them sat in the engine bay there, which will get replaced, and I think one of them's a problem. So don't know. I know I'm missing a trigger wire to the ECU from the fuel pump relay. That must be able to tell. I'm pretty sure that must be for when the spark plugs are wanting to light it up. I must have to put that in. I've got 4 pins left that I can't pin in because I haven't got the pins or the correct ends for the pins. So frustrating. But on a positive note, she cranks. We're a step ahead of where we were last time, which is unbelievable. So I'm going to try and find some pins, try and see if I can get it pinned in, and then we're going to go again. Right, let's see if this thing starts. Come on, baby. Come on. Did you hear that? Oh, did you hear that? Oh my days. That has been a long old slog to get to that position. Wow. I think I need an exhaust on there because that thing is fucking loud. Absolutely shaking and buzzing at the same time. I need the pins for the accelerator pedal. There's 2 different types of pins on these 3.2 litre VR6 engines, so I need to figure it out. There's 2 pins, I need a couple of the others, that's all I need. I need 5-10 pins. Guys, I am knackered. This has been the hardest, not hardest, easiest, but most mentally challenging build. And a massive shout out to Matty Vag as well, you know. Talk to Matty all the time. Don't talk about wiring or he'll just listen to me just ranting about how I haven't got this, how I haven't got that. He won't tell me. That starting problem a second ago was because I had a wire cut down there and I've rerouted some of the wires and that's it now. That starts. Absolutely, honestly, I'm fucking over the moon. In fact, I'm overwhelmed. Whoa, this is hard graft learning this. Massive shout out to anybody who does the wiring on their own. Wow, what an achievement that is. I am like shaking and buzzing at the same time, honestly. Fucking hell, this has been not that hard, but just a long old slog. Wow, that thing sounds far too loud for me. But we got there. She runs. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all the subscribers. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one when this thing is driving. Bye for now.